Together with me today, I have Jacqueline
Hi,
Low.
everyone.
Hi, Jack. How are
Hello,
you?
Lillian.
Taken your breakfast. Taken your lunch already.
Not yet, still early. So I usually take my lunch maybe about one plus. Yeah.
One
What
plus.
about you?
Okay. Yeah, as you know, but the audience don't know today. My mouth will be like very limited. So
Yeah.
pardon me if my pronunciation is not good. Yeah, still painful, the removal of the wisdom tooth, two sides
Mm.
of it, still painful, manageable with the painkillers. So I'm just taking fluids and, yeah, fluid soup, beverage, and things like that.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
go slow and take it easy. Okay, take
Don't
care.
worry, you'll be the one doing most
Oh,
of the
no.
talking.
Okay.
Okay, right. So, yes, yeah, we want to find out more about Jack today. So the whole lunch show here is, getting to know you as well as your learnings. And of course, I know you have the expertise in a very specific, very niche service, right? And that very niche service. So share with us. Okay, wait, by the way, Jack, right, is a business owner of this company called JBL Corporate Services Private Limited. And not only that, she's also a community team leader with Women of Courage Asia. So, Jack, share with us a little bit more about what would you do? Like, what does corporate service encompass? Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Mm,
So corporate services is the wider part of people usually know it as corporate secretarial services, which is one portion
mm,
of corporate services, sorry,
mm,
which basically is helping entrepreneurs and business people set up their companies in Singapore, understand what the local rules, requirements, and laws, annual
mm,
compliance.
mm-hmm.
That we also do accounting and tax, payroll services, immigration services, business advisory. Yeah,
Wow.
so we try to cover as much basis
Yeah.
internally. And then we
Right.
also try to be a one-stop solutions for our clients, where if
Mm-hmm.
we don't provide that service ourselves, we collaborate
Mm-hmm.
and work with third-party partners who are specialists in their areas, and then we
Right.
can introduce them to our clients. Because through the lifetime, different clients have different requirements. So whatever their requirements that they require, then we try to match them with the parties, the connect them with the third party specialists that we know to be able to help them in that area. So that is basically the services that we do under JBL Corporate Services. Yeah.
Do you focus more on those who from overseas coming to Singapore to set up their business?
Yeah, we do, because they are the
Mm,
ones who need the most help because they don't know what
mm,
the requirements are. And
mm,
and yeah, because of that, the help, because locally they can do it themselves, because they
mm,
can access Accra, they can access the online portal. So they can do it themselves. But we always usually advise our clients, whether you're local or foreign, because yes, setting it up is one thing, but then
mm,
ongoing understanding of making sure you meet deadlines, making sure that
mm,
you prepare resolutions properly and things like that. That's where we
mm,
come in to help. So
mm,
yeah,
mm.
hopefully,
And and
do.
it's not so straightforward actually also because I've tried. I mean, I've done the registration of my business myself, and I still need your help in many of the areas, right? Because we only know in part, yeah, and bits and pieces here and there, and like I remember I had to sit down and literally like read through all the information. There's tons and tons of information in there, and you need to like set aside time to actually digest all those information, and and I'm still not sure if I missed out anything. Yeah, so compliance is something that we don't want to like just take it
Mm,
for granted.
mm, yeah,
Yeah, so we have
true.
Lisa. Hi, Lisa saying hi,
Hi, Lisa.
and Jocelyn. Hi,
Hey,
Juice.
Jules.
And you have Karen as well.
Hi,
Karen, you're
Karen.
you're you're trippy, right? You all call
Yes,
yourself the trippy.
should be.
You, Karen, and Julia.
Only
All
speak
right.
with type 5. Yes,
In case the audience is wondering what is type 5? It is the
into that.
Enneagram personality type. but we don't want you to box you in a type, yeah. It's just that you all happen to be in the same personality
Mm.
category.
But if I can expand on that, it's actually quite helpful to know, because then,
Mm.
I recently went for an Enneagram course, which, thankfully we went through a boot camp, and, I got to know about that. And going through that, I think it helped me understand myself better. And I think that is really
Mm. Right. So, yeah, talking about yourself, besides the business side of it, can you also share with us a little bit more about, your interests and your passion? Yeah, and yeah, why do you serve in Women of Courage Asia? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, what is my passion? I don't know, rightly or wrongly, my passion is still my business. It's still the work that I do.
Mm,
Um, but of course, expanding from that, as a person, I enjoy quiet times. I enjoy reading. I enjoy connecting with people more,
mhm,
one to one, understanding and getting to know them better. Not so much go out there and do everything kind of thing, right? More an introvert and that sort of thing. But yeah, quiet time, long walks, um, reading, yeah, things where I can be by myself and spend time to be there for myself. So that's
right,
basically my passions, yeah. And
right.
yeah, correct.
Yeah, Julia says hello.
Hi, Julia.
Your third, the third of the
The
trippy.
third trip. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that explains a bit like you mentioned, because of the understanding your personality. Does it also reflects in the interest activities that you are interested in. Yeah.
Yes,
Hmm. Very
correct.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very inward,
So
I would say.
yeah, but of course there are those that we find that I met before. They may be also Enneagram Type 5, but they can be outgoing as well. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm. And why did you join? Why did you choose to serve in Women of Courage Asia?
Okay, so Women of Courage Asia, I mean, I have never joined a community group before, because I'm
Mm,
always very wary about what is that group about.
mm,
What is their what do they stand for? And I'm
mm,
I'm not the sort who like politics and all that. Because when I join a community, I want to do it for the love of it. I want to
mm,
really contribute and volunteer and things like that. So
mm,
and but also something close to my heart is helping women, helping other women. So
mm,
when I first got to know Women of Courage Asia, and I know I went for a few of the sessions, the meetings, and being the person that I am, I observe and I
mm,
watch. And then only
mm,
when I was comfortable and saw that this was really a safe place where,
mm,
I could be myself to an extent. And
mm,
there's a lot of support and love from the community leaders, from the bigger group, because at the end of the day, we all have our different journeys, we all have our different um, situations that we've been to, right? Both
mm,
good and bad. But there's no judgment. There is a lot of interactions and a lot of support for each other. So when I saw all that, then I felt more comfortable. That's when then I stepped in
mm.
and started to be more involved and be with the Women of Courage Asia. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
I've seen how fast actually how fast you actually integrate and get to know and connect with the rest. So, and step up, and even now leading the events and co-leading the events and admin team.
yeah,
Yeah, so that's
yeah, trying
very
to do the
very
best we can.
encouraging.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Right. Now, coming back to, okay, now we want to get to know a little bit more about you. We are moving from the outside, and now getting deeper and deeper into you, getting to know you.
Okay.
Want to hear, like, okay, when you first heard about the boot camp, the Transform with Courage boot camp, what goes through your mind when you hear the word boot camp?
Mm. First thing that came to my mind was, wow, what is it going to be like? Because boot camp, first impression
Mm,
is It's going to be very intense. It's going to be lots of things to do, whether physically or mentally. So yeah, there was that fear in a way of what's this going to be like. And at the same time, not really knowing what it was going to cover. Though, yes, understanding there's going to be some self-development and things like that, but how much of self-development and how deep were we going to go into? Again, trying to understand it from my personality type. I still go back to that because that has helped me, learn more about myself. So, and yeah, so it was, what was this going to be about? And someone was a 3-day event, it's a stay-in event. So that was, yeah, some of the things that ran through my mind when I first heard about it.
Right. And Transform with Courage Bootcamp is your very first personal development investment.
Very first intensive
Wow.
development program. I do go for like maybe attend these 1-day things or half-day things, but it's very surface. But this boot camp was, more in depth. So I think that was good.
Right. So, is there a big change? What is the change that you see in yourself? When you attend the boot camp, and why did you first decide to join in the first place? Because I understand you have certain, like you said, you're cautious about it. There's certain concerns about it. But why did you join in the end?
Okay, one reason was because of the other members. So, being comfortable that there were other members that I knew joining as well. So that was one. And the other one is trying to step out of my comfort zone and be more adventurous, right? Instead of every time being afraid of doing something, I was thinking, oh, let's just do this. And what's the worst that can happen, right? It's just that if there are things that I'm not comfortable with, I'm sure if I bring it up, it's something that at the boot camp, it can be addressed or it can make me feel better. So then I'm just saying, yeah, just take the bulls by the horns and just do it. So that's what I did. And
All right.
signed up.
And no regrets, right?
No, I'm actually glad that I did sign up. Yeah.
And I know there are many takeaways that we all get from the bootcamp, even as a facilitator and trainer. I have many takeaways in learning as well. But maybe we go into the SMART goal part. You don't have to share about your SMART goal, but what I'm more interested to find out is, what did you learn about yourself, through the process of working on your SMART goal? This whole process, what did you learn about yourself?
Okay, so I think what I learned is, we all know we should be doing SMART goals, me included. But I think always running through life, I never really find the time to sit down and really pen it out or think about it. It's like, okay, I know my goals. I know my goals are that, but I don't do it smartly, or I don't have a follow through, right? So I think going through this exercise and that process, learning that having a SMART goal is important, putting it out and following through. I think that is what is important. So that has helped me look at it step by step. So not just have a goal and then after that, not sure, am I meeting it, or how do I go towards it and things like that. So it has helped me be more systematic and instead of just running through it, is really focus, really think about it and do the follow through. Because I know myself, sometimes what is difficult is the follow through, especially for personal development. Work-wise, no issue. But personal development is something I notice I don't put enough effort or enough time in. It's always other people, not myself.
Right. I think, talking about that, that's why your SMART goal is geared towards personal development, self-care, right? Yeah, because for I mean, getting to know you for some time now, I know, like you said, work is, we can trust that you will be working extra mile, going the extra mile, working the extra time, But when it comes to taking care of yourself, Yeah, that's the area that really needs more attention and effort.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Lisa has something to say. Lisa say, yay, chalk this up as one where spontaneity brought you to a better place and good experience.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Yay, that's right. Spontaneity, that's true.
Yeah, I think that's something that's very challenging for the personality type 5, right? Being spontaneous. Yeah,
Correct.
I think I remember how I put Julia out on the spot during those initial period. Yeah.
Right. But I
Uh,
can see Julia has grown so much. So, I'm looking forward to my growth as well with the community and through all these self-development, personal development programs. Yeah.
yeah, that we are already seeing it. We are already seeing your growth. Yeah, you are already more spontaneous. Yeah, that's for sure.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay, that's good
So
to hear.
so besides learning that you are not so much focused on your personal uh, self care and all that, what other things did you learn about yourself through the process of working on this micro?
Um, Stop being afraid to
Mm-hmm.
do things. Stop being
Mm,
afraid of being judged. Stop caring
mm,
about what other people think.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's what I've learned.
Right. So yeah, put aside all this judgment. Yeah, and be true to yourself. Be
Yeah.
authentic. Be true to yourself, and be proud of it, and to embrace yourself.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
correct.
You.
I think, yeah. we're all
Yeah.
not
You.
we're not perfect, right? So I think um embracing the good and the bad, I think that's
Mm-hmm,
where um I have learned, yes,
mm-hmm,
and grown a bit step by step, not fully yet, but I think that has also helped me step out of my fear, be more courageous to step up or step out.
mm,
Again, very much the self-development side, because on the other side,
mm,
we should, but that part, yeah, lots
mm,
of work to be done there. And the boot
yeah.
camp and the community helps a lot with this.
Mm.
Mm.
I don't know whether you remember. I always like to use the palm as the um, metaphor or analogy to communicate. Our many of us we always talk about strengths and weaknesses. Like just now you mentioned, the good and the bad. Yeah. But sometimes some of us just prefer one side or one side of our palm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the palm, the both sides belongs to us. It's one palm by itself, and it's us. Yeah. And embracing both sides of it, I think that is the whole beauty. And like you said, yes, nobody is perfect, but there's perfection in imperfection, isn't it? Yeah. So you are beautiful as you are. You are intelligent. You're full of wisdom. And when you embrace and embody that, wow, the world the world is blessed because Jacqueline has finally shown up, and we're going to receive and be blessed by your gifts and talents.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's where I need to learn more of and not bother, yeah, about, I think that has always been my biggest stumbling block of what would other people think of me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're not the only one. No, I speak to many women, coach many women, and that is one common factor, denominator, one common factor that most women, will have to deal with that. Yeah. So Julia said, "Yay! Now I'm always prepared," especially with Lillian
Yeah.
around.
Actually, yes, I think Lillian, you have also, I think your givingness and your non-judgmental, I think it helps a lot. And with the coaching that you've done with me, it has helped make me look at things differently. Yeah.
Right. Thank
Thank
you. Thank
you.
you. Thanks for the affirmation as well. Yeah. Let's hear from the other trippy.
Okay. I always tell
Karen.
myself.
I
Okay, I'll
always
read this
tell
out. Yeah.
myself I want to be like Jackie when I grow up.
Oh
Confident,
no.
graceful, wise, and steady. You see how
Thanks,
others perceive
Karen.
you? Yeah. Can you see how others perceive you? Yeah. We talk about the different perception of ourselves, right? So
Yeah,
here you go. You have how Karen is perceiving you.
thanks, Karen.
That's
Yeah.
so beautiful.
I think that's also the thing that I learned from the bootcamp about the perception of ourselves versus the perception of others of us. That I think that's where we need to, or at least I need to be more confident about.
Yeah.
Mm.
You have more than one fan. Lisa too.
Thanks, yeah, we've
Yeah.
all grown so much. Yes.
Right. So, I mean, I think it's quite evident the thing that you learn about yourself through the process of working on the SMART goal is more about taking care of yourself, developing yourself, yeah, building up your self confidence, right? Yeah.
Correct.
And yet you as you can see, we all look up to you as the confident person, the expert. Yeah. So yeah, it's something for you to really think about. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Hmm.
Need to ponder.
So moving forward, right, about the boot camp, yeah, you mentioned so many takeaways, but if we were to, because due to the time we have, if we were to sum it up into like one greatest takeaway, just one greatest takeaway, what would that be? What is your greatest takeaway from the boot camp?
My greatest takeaway is um, I should not be afraid to love myself.
Mm,
I should not be. I should also spend time understanding me, self, and developing myself,
mm,
and and think about me. Sometimes it's not selfish to think about me. So
mm.
yeah, I think that's my biggest takeaway.
That you are, it is not selfish to think about you, to take care of yourself,
Correct.
right?
That's right.
Yeah. There are some of the personality types that we know, they're always the others first, others, and like you and I can resonate with that. So we first think of others, and then we always neglect ourselves, very self-forgetting, self-neglecting. Yeah.
It's true.
So that's when we say when we want to take care of ourselves, that's not something that is very selfish, compared to
Mm.
those who always think about themselves and don't think about others.
Yeah. But yeah,
Right.
that's something. Yeah, I will need to learn and develop more. Eh,
Another one for you, that's Jocelyn. When I first met you, I just felt comfortable with you. You give out a very calm, sincere, and wise vibe. Way to go,
oh,
sis.
thanks, Juice. Oh dear. Yeah. Yeah. I think all these affirmations help that I shouldn't be too hard on myself and be more loving to myself.
Right. Very good. Very good. Yeah. Anything to add about the takeaway that you're not, it is not selfish to take care of yourself, or would you want to encourage the audience out there who are like who's very self-forgetting, self-neglecting? Yeah, what would you want to say and encourage them?
Okay, so I think for those who are like me or who can understand what I felt, don't be afraid. I think I've learned a lot. Don't be afraid to love yourself, do self-development, self-reflection, and don't let other people's opinions of you um, take over your life.
Mm,
Go for self-development classes. The boot camp, I would highly recommend it,
mm,
because at the end of the day, you can't do it alone. You will need experts or specialists in the field who understands what you're going through and help you come out of it, and the
mhm,
community and the group that joins these. You can learn from each other as well. So I think
mm.
it's good. Do step
Right.
out of your comfort zone and know that you know there are other people who are like us, and
Mhm.
there is a safe space we can go to be a better version of ourselves. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yes. Sri also has something to say to you.
Oh, okay.
Sri, but how come it's
Okay.
Jocelyn's picture? Oh,
Oh,
okay.
no,
Yeah, I think it's
she
a bit
and
lagging.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Kakak, you teach me too on boot camp, so my English is so bad. So proud of you. what does that?
Semangat means
Semangat.
have courage.
Have
Thank you,
courage. All
Sri.
right.
Terima
Yeah.
kasih.
Yeah. Sri is from Indonesia, so she's also another brave lady that has
Yes.
stepped out of her comfort zone,
Yes.
right?
Yes. As I seeing other
Right.
people, right, in the situations, in different situations, different. I think it was really lovely to get and we got a chance to get to know each other better and understand each other better. I think that was the best part for me as well.
Yeah. I mean, the connections, the friendship that was being built. Yeah. Right. Um, so just now when you talk about that this is your first investment into personal development, so, let me just understand a bit. Like, what was your attitude about investing in personal development before and now? What's your thoughts about this?
I think again being mindful about where I spend my money.
Mm,
Um, one thing that came up when talking about these self-development programs is how much is it going to cost, and not knowing what is it going to cover. Um, would the fee that I pay be, will it commensurate? Will I really benefit from this? So I think it's just knowing that at the end of the day, if we are serious of wanting to develop ourselves, you can't have everything for free. There are some free ones out there, but again, it's very surface, very superficial. But if you want something deeper, you want something that will really get into the heart of things, is you will have to pay, and you will have to sacrifice a little bit. But at the end of it, you will come out a better person, and you will know that um, what you have spent and the time, both time, effort, and money that you have spent is well worth it.
Yeah.
Mm.
One more question for you is so comparing those free ones that you attend and the one that you have to pay for it, did you notice any difference about yourself in attending, your presence, your commitment towards these two programs, one that is free and one that you need to pay? Is there any difference in that?
Yes, a lot of difference, because the free ones are usually a prelude to more things. Whereas when you've
Mm,
really gone to the paid ones,
mm,
and it's not surface for the paid ones. It's in depth,
mm,
it's personal to
mm,
you, you know.
mm,
And there's also, it just doesn't stop there. There's,
mm,
after the event, there's
mm,
continued connection, continued process of, okay, how, you've learned this, now how are
mm,
we going to use it
mm,
for the future? Because
mm,
learning it and just doing it now, that's it. That's what the
mm,
free ones do for you. But there's no follow through. After a while,
mm,
there's no one pushing you, or no one reminding you that, hey, look, remember we did this, how did it help?
mm,
So someone there to always remind you that what you've
mm.
learned, continue to use it and help
Right.
yourself. Yeah.
So there's two things I'm hearing here. One is notice the difference in your commitment level
Mm.
to the program, and therefore it will produce the different outcome, different results, because you are more committed to the one that you have to pay. Therefore, you put in more effort, you will see more results coming out from it, right? So
Yes,
the
that's right.
result is more beneficial results for yourself.
Correct.
Yeah,
That's right.
compared to the one that is free, so the commitment level is neither here nor there, and
Right.
therefore you will not see the results that you want. Yeah. So not
Mm.
that the free one is not good. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
saying
true.
we are not saying that the free ones are not good. Like you mentioned, the free ones very common oftentimes are, like you say, it's just like a prelude to a paid
Mm.
program, right? Yeah,
Yes.
it's just to let you have a glimpse of what you can be expecting. Yeah. So and the other thing also, I can see that there are many women out there that I do notice they can splurge on, bags and clothing and things like that. Okay, nothing wrong with that. That is like, dressing yourself up. It's part of taking care of yourself. Yeah. So people do have different attitudes towards investing in their personal development. Yeah. So of course, for our bootcamp is more towards the mindset, the inner works lah.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's right.
But
Yeah.
we do also have a segment that focus on the outside, right? I remember many of you, wow, start posing and looking confident and doing that walk. Wow, that was
That
so
was fun.
inspiring. Yeah, it was
Yes.
inspiring and very, very fun for me to witness, the confidence that all of you are diffusing. Yeah. So I will never forget that. Yeah, and we have a video of that to remember it.
Yes, that's right. That's good. Yeah, I think it's all encompassing when you go for the paid one or the more in-depth one. It's not just out there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is that the person who paid for the program benefited the most.
Yeah.
Because there is a something that you need to pay, and therefore the commitment level is so much higher, and therefore it will result in a amazing outcome, right, for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
And and I said always, and for me, I think the other thing is go with an open mind. Right.
Right. So now that the 3 days boot camp is over, and we are into our second month, right? The second month of the post boot camp.
Bootcamp,
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we have the post boot camp support system that's ongoing for at least 3 months, So what do you look forward to now that the 3 days is over and you are in the midst of the post 3 months support? What are you looking forward now?
I think looking forward to apply what I've learned, making sure that I continue to, do or continue to love myself and put to practice what I've learned. I think that's the most important thing. And continue to journey with the fellow attendees from the boot camp, because I think we made friends, and we help each other and we learn from each other even after the boot camp. And I think that's what I want to be mindful about doing going forward.
Right. And one last question is, who do you think should actually join this boot camp?
Women who are unsure of themselves, who want to be better versions of themselves, who basically, I think at the end of the day, need to stop beating ourselves up for who we are or what we do, and know that there is a place you can go to learn how to stop beating yourself up and self-develop and self-love. I think that's so any women, actually anyone. It's not like there's a certain age group or a certain type of people. It's anyone who are like me, in a way. Yeah.
Right. Talking about age group, yes, there is an age, 18 and above.
Of course, yeah, I mean, correct. It's not the youth, so to say. It's the young women. Yeah.
Yeah, and very interestingly, because when we share with different ones, when different ones of you come on board and share your learning and takeaway, right? I did notice the group of women that you were rally to join the boot camp is of a different description. There is a difference, yeah. So and that reflects, because you know yourself best, you know your struggle the best, and those areas are the ones that is very evident to you. And when you take the courage to share those vulnerable side of you, many women out there, it resonate with you. Yeah, and they can see your change. They can hear your journey. your transformation story, especially, if they attend our Women of Courage monthly empowerment meeting, right, which happens every last Tuesday of the month. And that's where they are able to hear about those stories, those transformation stories. Yeah. So, Jack, would you want to share a little bit about what Women of Courage Asia is all about, and how can the women out there benefit by attending our monthly empowerment meeting?
Okay, so Women of Courage Asia, I think, is a good community that supports women from all walks of life, and giving, and just as the name says, Women of Courage, right? It's having the courage and learning from other women's courageous journey.
Mm,
And we all go through ups and downs, and
mm,
knowing that through the downs, other women have gone through it, and how
mm,
they came up victorious, and learning from their experience, and learning and knowing that you will not be in that downtime forever. You
mm,
will come out of it, and listening to other people's stories who have come out of it, we can
mm,
have takeaways for ourselves, how we could help ourselves come out of
mm,
it.
mm.
And if possible, if needed, you have a community who can also help you there if required.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I think there are four main key areas, key segments of the monthly empowerment meeting that will really um, that 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 will empower the ladies there. The one is expert sharing, right?
Mm.
Yeah, expertise sharing,
Yeah,
where we educate, the knowledge and the skill set. Yeah, it can be life
correct.
skills, business skills. Yeah,
Yes.
and like Jack can share with us your experiences in corporate compliance and all that as well. Yeah, and the
Mm.
other
Yeah.
component would be the
Story of
story
courage.
of courage. Yes,
Yes.
yeah. So that is the life the really the transformation journey of the individual. Yeah, and what
Mm.
my favorite part, right, is the open mic segment.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's where we get to hear from the audience, right,
Mm.
who attend, the participants, and because they too have stories of
Right.
courage to share with us. And
That's
so
right.
it's a two-way exchange, right? It's just not just us sharing with the participants, but we also learn from the participants who have a story of courage to share with us.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
what's the
true.
last? Yeah. You want to add anything on that?
No, just saying that it's a safe place for all of us to share our
Mm-hmm.
stories. So,
Yeah.
there's no worry, no concern about judgment and things like that. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that that's a great place to share.
Yeah. And the last component is the reflection. I always say,
We
what did
learn
I
from
always?
reflecting from our experiences. Yes.
Yes, yes, yeah. So that's why this whole program, this whole uh, mini series is all about. Also, it's all about reflection, right? Getting to know
Yes.
ourselves better, and through reflecting, we do learn from
Mm.
ourselves. Yeah. Thank you very much, Jack, for spending your lunchtime with me and with the audience. Right.
Thank you,
And thank you
Lillian.
also for all your supporters who came to support
Thank you,
you.
everyone.
Yeah. Right. So I know you have a long day ahead of you. So thank you so much again. And then for those of you who missed out the earlier part, you can always go to the YouTube channel, Voices of Courage Asia, or Class Living Facebook page, right, to watch the replay of this episode. Right. Get to know more about Jack if you want to connect with her. Her Facebook links, LinkedIn, they're all in the description. All right. So we see you again next Thursday, same time.
Bye.